Hi all, in this lab, let us understand how to create EventBridge rule and send an event to SNS and SQS queue. Okay, so let's get started. So we have the Amazon EventBridge, and by default we have one event bus called default. Okay, so all the AWS services will be sending the events to this default bus, and we will have a custom bus by name orders, and we will be sending events to this custom bus. And before we creating any rules, we have to first create the targets. So in our case, we'll be creating one SNS topic and also SQS queue. So SNS topic will be sending the message to SQS queue. Okay. So this is the flow, and we will have some rules, and the rules will be triggered using an IAM role. IAM role will have the permission to make a call to SNS from the event sources, event bridge basically, and then we'll be sending a custom event. So this end-to-end flow. Okay, so we'll be leveraging multiple services here: SNS topic, SQS queue, IAM role, event bridge, and also some custom application to send the events. Let's go to the code and see how to implement this architecture. So in this code, let us understand how to create event bridge rule for targets like SNS and SQS queue. Okay, so let's look at the code first. This is our event bridge code where I'm creating an event bus from the scratch by name orders, and I'm creating one rule. In the rule, if you see the source is uh, com.aws.orders. Okay, and in the detail section I mentioned the category has to be lab supplies. Okay, and the location value has to be either uh, US West or US East. Okay, I'll just move this aside. Okay, so this should be one of the values. Okay, and the state is enable. And with respect to targets, you will see the SNS topic is the one which is getting triggered. Okay, now this is a very simple event bridge rule. Now let's go to the SNS topic. Okay, so here I'm creating a topic by name orders. Okay, then I'm also creating a resource level policy for this topic where we are allowing event bridge to publish the events. So if you look at the configuration, the create policy is equal to true, which means we are creating a default we're creating a policy for the resource, and we're allowing the events.amazonaws.com, which is the event bridge service, to make a call which is SNS colon publish. So that means it can publish the messages to the topic. So this is the permission that we're giving to the event bridge, and this is a resource on this topic. Okay, so it's a resource based policies that we are attaching, and I'm also subscribing an SQS queue also. So one of the subscriptions for the SNS topic is the SQS queue. Now let's go to the SQS queue code. So here if you see the queue name is orders, the message retention is so many seconds, okay, which is typically 3 days, this value. And the queue policy is basically we wanted to send a message back to um, you know I mean, see, the resource policy that we are providing is SQS send message. So we are allowing any AWS principles to send a message to this SQS queue. Okay, and this is a queue name. Okay, so this is a simple configuration. Now let us go ahead and deploy this. So if you look at the main.tf also, we are providing a profile. So we are creating this in a different account. So let us do the Terraform init, Terraform plan, and Terraform apply with auto approve. Okay, the resources are already created. I just run this in the past just a while ago. So you see there's no change. Now let's go to the AWS console and check. Okay, so in Event Bridge console under the event buses section, so you see the custom event bus called orders. Under that I've created a rule called US Lab Supplies rule. So it's enabled and this ARN. So if I go to the rules, the event pattern is it has to match all of these conditions. Okay, so the source has to be this, and within the detail section, the category has to be lab and hyphen supplies, and the location has to be one of these values, US West and US East. Okay, so the targets for this rule is this is the orders SNS topic. So if you go to the SNS topic, so this is the SNS topic, and one of the subscription is the SQS queue. Okay, so this is SQS queue, which is by name orders, and the access policy we just now added that in the code, that we are allowing the event bridge to make SNS colon public API calls on this resource. Okay, so this is a default policy and this is a custom policy. So both policies are available. This is important. Without this custom policy, you will not be able to get the messages. Okay, now let us go to the um, SQS queue console and check the queue that we have created, and this is orders queue. So if I go to so this is subscription basically, right? We saw that subscription for the SNS topic. Okay, so if I go to the send and receive, um, so already there is one message received in the past. Now I'll just do the test again. So let me go to the code again. So here I'll be sending one event with location US East and lab supplies as a category, and source is a com.aws.orders. Okay, so this is already populated in this JSON file. Now I'll be sending this event, okay, using the AWS CLI, and the event ID is this. Okay, now let us go to the SQS console and do poll message. So you see there is one more event which just got received. So if I just do the search for this event, we will see that um, that event ID is matching. Okay, so this is the same thing that we triggered. Okay, the event starts with 41D, so the same thing we are able to receive here under the poll messages. So this is how we will see that SQS queue is getting the messages from SNS, and this is coming all the way from EventBridge. So this is end-to-end flow. Okay, so with this we conclude the lab 4, where we create an EventBridge rule to trigger a rule. I mean, we send an event to trigger the rule, which will send to SNS queue, where one of the subscription is uh, SQS queue, and that's where we see the message. Okay, just to test one more thing, what we can do is we'll send one more event. Okay, so for example, if I go here, so I will provide one more event with category is equal to office supplies instead of the lab supply. So this should not match, right? If you look at the JSON file, the event pattern should have lab supplies, but we are providing office supplies. So this should not get triggered. So let us go ahead and test this. So I'll copy this. Okay. Now let me send this. Okay. So this is the new event ID that we just sent it. Now if I go to the console and go to the poll messages, okay, you will not see any new messages. Okay, because that event did not match with the event rule. Okay, the event pattern is lab supplies category, but we sent office supplies. So this is how we can conclude that only the required the events with the required fields matching will be matched, and the rule will be triggered.